rid of the Man of War. It's a really good move. You see what Rated was doing with it, and same with Bance. Right away, though, Splyce protects the HVK, immediately bans the M8 and the Shiva right after that. So they really want to force Envy out of their comfort zone. No M8 on that side.
Yeah, this becomes like it's a more fast-paced game, more sub-heavy in the sense that HVK is kind of a hybrid, right? Sort of in between. That's going to be the primary rifle. I don't think you're going to see too much of an ICR coming into play. Maybe an XR2, but should be HVK heavy here. And, you know, this is a team, dating back to stage 1 when I casted Splyce, they love to go like 3 subs and fly at you. And I know it's a little bit more of a difficult map to do here with Splyce, but this is going to be interesting, man.
Yeah, and we see in the specialist draft, I'll run you through it real quick. Joe with Heatwave, Bance with Kinetic, Rated Tempest, Josh with Active Camo, JCap Active Camo, John with Heatwave, the Tempest on Slasher, and then Apathy going to round things out for Envy with Kinetic Armor. Well, before we get into this one, I believe we're going to throw it over to Jack to hype up Game 1.
Gentlemen, we are down on the floor amongst this packed crowd here at the Forum. Absolutely, I'm here with David Vonderhaar, Studio Design Director at Treyarch. Vaughn, we are about to get our grand final started. What are you thinking right now?
Man, you know, we've been working on this game for 4 years. How awesome is it for us to have a European versus an American championship match right here at the Forum in Englewood. This has been the culmination of a lot of hard work from everybody at Treyarch. Thank you so much.
Let's get it started, baby. Game number 1 of our grand final, Splyce going up against Envy.
Thank you, gentlemen. Here we go. Starting off with Apathy, 3-0 off the rip and looking to continue here. Envy looking to assert their dominance early here. The USA chants in attendance. It's got to be tough for Splyce. We're in Los Angeles, California, but they need their fans to get rowdy here.
Again, you're going to see a lot of assault rifles in this game, so you can see in the kill feed already. You're going to have Rated with an XR2. You saw an ICR on a Slasher, and then you see obviously players running the HVK for that close quarter combat. It's going to be Splyce getting their first second in the hard point, but Envy can give up on this Maven. Only 10 seconds left to get towards that second Junkyard Hill.
Well, we're going to start to rotate over. I'm going to switch to the man that's coming from a previous hard point. There's a Semtex waiting for you, buddy, but Rated. Going to push on through, looking for kills. One pushing for mid-map, got eyes for a second. Shot on point, rips off his toe. You see on X-ray, John pushing from 10. You have Apathy pushing from Dub. Not able to win that one as Envy gets control, and John has got 3 in a row.
And he's just going to watch this back area, wait for some teammates to come in. He's going to be able to take out one player, and you see the players in Envy flying right through. They'll wipe out the side of Splyce. Envy gets full control.
John, 225 off this dart. Streak starting him out. Don't try and gun me. John keeps it going. Has Heatwave, goes vertical, gets another 6 in a row. 11 in 4. Oh, it's dark time. It's early. And now he's at. Can Maverick find the kills? One in the back. Surely he gets at least that. Still in cruise control. Wrapping around the back is going to crash. Oh, actually, he may have had another. Had he stayed in just a second longer, it better to be gun up with the way he's shooting.
And John has been arguably the best player here this weekend, just dominant in all game modes. And he's going to make his way over towards Grandma House. Envy gets control. He's going to earn himself a lightning strike. It can really start to cause some destruction.
25 now off the Hellstorm. Should have it here. Bance peeks the edge. Not someone you want to fight one-on-one, but you do when you're John. 8 in a row, 13 and 4. Don't challenge me through the smoke. Finding it yet again as he is fully streaked out. Looks to the front. It's 9. Can he hit double digits? This opening minute has been disgusting. disgusting from John.
And you just see how fast he kills. It feels like his bullets are doing so much more damage than everybody else. So accurate. He's got heat wave as well. Only 5 bullets in that HVK though.
I think he's so amped up. I don't think he realizes he has 5 bullets. He needs to find another gun. Can he get one more here? But it's not just him. A 9 streak for John, 4 for Cap. Apathy with 3 in a row. USA dominating early. And there he goes. He finds a little bit more in the clip.
And not much more. I mean, he's still going to need a little bit more ammo, but he's going to go over towards tracks. He's going to get an assist there. I thought that was his 10th in a row. John hunting for kills. Has Josh dead to rights in the back. Going to jump up and challenge. That's John's 10th kill in a row to start off the grand final.
Finally, he soars out. He proves he's not entirely invincible. I do want to see if he uses any streaks off the break. Doesn't look like he plans on it, but he's still gunning. If you love John, you're loving the action early, as he is an absolute one-man army. But look across the slang. Everybody. Splyce is getting slapped here in this game.
We just saw how good they were against Elevate, but this is a completely different animal. The heat wave comes in from John, able to get one, not going to get the second. Splyce going to be able to break into that track's hard point. They're going to have to reset a little bit, take a little bit of a deep breath, Maven. Just pick up some kills, get back on the map.
Exactly, just take a second, try to regroup. It's been an ugly opening half to the hard point, but you can bounce back in this. If Splyce has shown anything throughout the course of the weekend, it has been that they are a very, very resilient team. Nice shots from Raiden. Finding one with the XR2. Nice shots from Raiden yet again. There's the RK5 for the finish. He has the Tempest to work with. He's got 4 in a row, and John shuts it down. That's the Hellstorm coming in, and that's the problem with giving him streaks early, because he shuts down the streaks of Raiden.
And the side of Splyce, they made a fantastic comeback in that match against Elevate in the first map. It's not going to be easy to do here against Envyus. Such a slay-heavy team, and John going on yet another streak. He's currently on a 4. He's going to get taken out before he can get that center hard point, but he still has that lightning strike. They can use that to break one of these next hard points.
John tries the challenge, can't take it. Slowing down for just a moment here as we're holding mid. Going to be rotating shortly. Splyce trying to climb back in it. They still have a tall mountain, but slowly but surely they've made this a more competitive affair in game 1. Let's transition now over to our next hard point. Yep, Bance waiting with kinetic armor. Bance 11 and 18. They need him to be the best player in the game. He's able to find 1. Wrapping out back. No more pressure yet coming from 10, but he's ready to deal with the pressure. I think he didn't see him go his right. Didn't see him able to cross back. Play his life for the time being. You hear the streaks coming in from above. Apathy's got him in the corner, and Bance loses the gunfight.
On here comes the push from Envy. It's going to be 3 kills in their favor. Slasher inside the hard point, putting down some shots. Yeah, players on Splyce trying to push through that back alley. It's going to be Joe and Josh. Joe with a 2-piece. It's all J-Cap in for Envy. He gets taken out. Splyce with a good break. Maybe they are trying to mount this comeback.
They're trying so hard. Only down 60 or so points now. It's certainly in the works if they could just get something going. Joe gets the break, but now let's blow up the mini-map, because this rotation over to Grandma is going to prove so crucial. Joe going to push 10. He has 1 close left. He checks it. I think he saw him in the corner, able to find 1 kill. That's the opening you need to get the push into Grandma's. Looks for the second in the back. Screw your camo. Joe finds 2. Joe finds 3. Not able to finish it off.
It is
but
so
that's the
difficult.
kills you needed.
So difficult to locate those camo players. Now Joe's going to try and break in single-handedly in the hard point. Gets 1. Gets the second. Joe earns himself some streaks. Splyce coming back here against Envy. Picks up another.
You've got the Cerberus now dropping in the back, and there's 40 seconds left. This will all be but a tie game if Splyce can just hold strong. This is all on the back of the 6th streak from Joe, and he's looking to call in the Lightning mid-map. Can he find anything? The Lightning coming in, finds 1 out front, finds 2 with the car, finds 3 from behind. Can't finish it, but what a stretch of plays from Joe.
This is something we rarely see against Envy. They are so good with breaking these hard points. Splyce locking down Grandmas with ease. You see Slash, though, he's going to pick up 2 up front, trying to get over towards tracks. Oh, man, this game is going to come right down to the wire. Splyce starting to gain a lot of momentum.
What was once 100 to 20 is now about to be a 10-point game. The rotation is on. I'm sticking with Rated because he has the Tempest, and you gotta think he's gonna use it here on tracks. He's a little bit worried about pressure from behind, though. Let's switch across. Let's go to Slasher. He has his out. There's one below you, Slasher, trying to find it. Can't turn. Does Rated end up using it? Still has it in his back pocket, but that's gonna be Apathy coming forward there with the kinetic armor. Apathy trying to inch forward. Bance contesting. Bance winning the gunfight. Surely at this point, Rated, I feel like Rated's held on to this Tempest the entire game.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him pull it out here, but they never really got controller in a position where he could use it effectively. You see, every time we go to Rated inside this track's hardpoint, he's getting flanked from multiple angles. He can't really use the Tempest effectively like that.
Well, I'll try and keep an eye on it for when the pop is going to come. Here it is. It's going to be Tempest out, looking for shots in the back. Able to tag one, able to tag two. The flick is on. Going to get the final take. It means number 3. Oh, can't get it as he slides across. But you do get the closing time. It's a 1-point game as we wrap back for our third side of rotation.
Splyce was down at one point by 100 points. They are only down 1 now. It's going to be Joe flying in the hard point, able to pick up 1. It's going to be Envy, though, in control. The center hard point. Splyce needs to create some magic here.
They're 2 down. It's control for Envy. Rated trying to come forward, trying to break in. Has to deal with Slasher, just strong enough to get that one done. Goes to top barn, looking for the shots. XR2 on point. XR2 looking for another. Got it. Give me a third. His teammates there to clean it up, and now Splyce looking to milk a bit of time before the next rotation comes in. I want to go over it. Josh, who's set up inside. He has camo to work with, and they've got control here. If you're going to look at 10 and yard, they're poised for this next rotation.
Yeah, they're set up for the next hill. They're getting time on this, and this is very good for Splyce. They need to get somebody over here to help out Josh, though, because there's going to be a lot of pressure coming through the back alley.
The pressure comes through. No tac mask there. Concussion comes in, makes it difficult to deal with. You get caught swapping guns. Everyone falling from Splyce. Rated, though, in behind. There's a first. In front's a second. I don't know what his XR2 has in it, but it's melting everything until he finally falls. Envy, 3-point advantage. We should see a lead change here more momentarily. Splyce is in front. The EU takeover is alive and well. You have Joe. He's got the heat wave, looking for pressure to come forward. There's the heat wave, finds one. He's 2 in dark. Has the cover as well. They're starting to pull away. Splyce looking for control. The kinetic, I think, is popped and does nothing for Apathy.
Yeah, and Vance actually has kinetic armor and a Hellstorm missile, so Splyce will have that in their back pocket when we make over this rotation, and Envy is just completely falling apart, Maven. I never thought we would say that. Envy's so strong at the beginning. Look at Vance. This player's coming right around the corner, gonna use kinetic, gonna get 1. Very difficult shots around that truck, but his teammates there to clean it up, and it's gonna be Splyce in control.
Rated 5 in a row. 40 and 27. Envy needs the break if they're going to have a chance. He's watching the push coming in from tracks. He has to rotate back. I believe his teammates falling, but actually Josh is picking up some of the kills. They're doing such an excellent job locking it down. You got 4 in a row for Josh inside. Does a solid job making sure he plays his life, making sure he stays alive. He's got a lightning now. He wants to call it mid-map. Give him the Hellstorm. Surely it's there. Can he find 1? It comes up empty.
Yeah, he gets bans his teammates, so that is obviously not the way you want to use a lightning strike, but still is Splyce in control. The front of this hard point. He's going to earn himself a Hellstorm. Splyce can end this here, Maven. Be an amazing comeback if they're able to lock this down.
4 points left. The push is in. The team kills there. He's able to shut it down. 2, 1. The contest. They haven't done it yet. Can't win it on steps. Envy, for the time being, just narrowly staying alive, and they have the rotation over to tracks. So let's hop on over. We're going to get to the backside of tracks. It's Jake Cap there to try and win it. He's not able to do it, but you do at least have the contest here. You need perfect play from the side of Envy. So far, winning the gunfights, trying their best to hold off, pushing 3 in the back, but not able to do so. Apathy trying to follow up, but Camo now pushing in. It's Josh inside. Can Josh close it out? Who's going to be the player from Splyce to lock it down? They haven't done it yet. Envy somehow holding on.
Envy needs to contest this. Splyce 1 second away. Joe waiting for some teammates. Try and make this push across. So tense all 8 players inside this track's hard point. It's going to be Rated picking up a big two-piece, though. Here comes the push from Splyce.
You just need one ticket. There it is. Splyce has done it.
Down by more than 100 at the beginning of the hardpoint game, Splyce. Their magic has not run out. They come back and take game 1 from Envy.
You know, you think Splyce is going to be the hot team, seeing that they've played 2 matches. They come out getting just smacked. I don't know how in the world you bring it back against North America's top team, but you do it. Your fans from all over Europe, I'm sure, are rooting you on. You're not in your native country. You're here in Los Angeles, California. The pressure does not prove too much.
Dude, Rated goes for 44 kills, a minute and 21 in the hard point. An absolutely nuts game from him.
Well, let's get it back up to the guys. Puckett, Censor, your thoughts.
Thank you so much, fellas. 56 seconds separating these 2 squads, or 54 seconds, but I was looking at the numbers, and we looked at the top 10 Slayers list. No, none of these 8 players on that list.
Yep.
But John comes out with 43 kills. You're getting 43 kills from Slasher, and Envy still loses. Rated the only player to top them at 44, but this was a pretty close slaying game. You could tell this was just Splyce getting the important kills.
Yeah, Splyce has all the momentum right now. I mean, they just came off of a really hot series. Envy had to wait and watch Splyce dominate versus elevate at the very end on that uplink. So now in this hard point, Splyce had everything going for them. Envy started off pretty hot. In the end, though, Splyce, they really turned up on those last 2 hills, and that's what won it for them.
Splyce has only lost 1 match all tournament long. That was to Fab in the winner's bracket. Since, well, they started the day, they lost game 1 to Fab, and they have won 7 games in a row, including the first in our best of 5 in the championship match. Let's hear from our analyst how it got done.
Thanks very much, you two. It looks like Splyce have thrown down the gauntlet. They take the hard point, and also everything that both Teep and Revan did suggest maybe happening did go down. It was a battle of the assault rifles, as expected on Fringe, and what an adventure that was for Slasher, John, Rated, and Bance.
Really cool to see the XR2 and the HVK come into play, and that one Rated. How many 1 bursts did we see from him in that? Really
About 20.
Yeah, it was crazy stuff. That's why I was able to pick up so many kills there. And the thing I was talking about before the game, defeating Envy, just lost a bit of composure there on the second hard point on the rotation near the end, and just it all got away from him.
I mean, look, I thought Joe was really the catalyst for Splyce to start the comeback, and then Rated just kept that momentum going, because earlier on in the game, it was all John, and he was able to keep that pace going from start to finish, but he didn't get a lot of help from players like Apathy, players like JCap. You can't just rely on one player to carry you through a victory, especially on a stage as big as this. But some things that I saw Splyce do is they started to create some pacing issues on the side of Envy. There's some sort of unforced errors that Splyce caused on the side of Envy, especially when it came to playing for the anchor position, playing for spawns and control. We did a great job highlighting on how important it is to get those spawns in your control on Fringe, and the fact that Envy were only sending 1 player to go get spawns all by himself, it's not going to work like that. It's a team effort. You got to flood out the back anchor positioning as a team. You got to hold down spawns as a team. At times we can get a little kind of hindsight and say, okay, you're the assault rifle player, you're the anchor, you go get spawns. You have to put your AR player in a position to succeed, and that's what Envy did not do during that game.
106 to sub 20, and Splyce overcome all of the odds. A spectacular comeback. And you know, you mentioned John. He had 30 frags while Envy stood around the 140 mark, and he only ended with 40. It was Rated and Bance who were, as you said, ignited by Joe roaming around. Josh, of course, no slouch as well, bringing in the HVK. We got to see him pulling that one out as well. The Tempest on tracks, you can see he couldn't quite connect the last kill here from Rated, but all around a team effort. And the British roster has taken one very small step, admittedly, but a small step nonetheless towards that grand final.
All they needed was that one moment to break in. Joe did it, and granted, we saw that a bit earlier. We're moving on to the later parts of this hard point where the score change is still going back and forth, and finally Splyce gets control of this second hard point. These gunfight wins by Vance are huge. He lays down towards the back granny door. A perfect play from him and a lot of composure to slow the game down. Envy was not checking their corners. They seemed to be playing frantic, and all of a sudden, the game got away from them. That's got to be an extremely frustrating loss to be up that much, especially on a map like Fringe. They don't give up the time on the second hill. They go rotation to Granny. They lose that. The game's over.
And the game was over. Splyce pick up the first, and let's not forget Search and Destroy is waiting in the wings as well. They've got a great track record here at XP. And now to talk through it further is none other than Sensor and Pocket.
Thank you very much, fellas. Guys, we are going into a game number 2. As I mentioned, Splyce now on a 7-game winning streak. Their owner is in the venue. He's been watching it all unfold. Let's send it down to Zoe.
Yeah, I am now joined by Marty, who is not only the co-owner of Splyce, but also their biggest fan. I'm almost certain I heard you screaming throughout the whole hall. And now watching you boys pulling such a comeback on that hard point, what went through your head?
You know, I've always known these guys had the capability to do it all along. We came to win it all. We didn't come to go out in groups. We didn't come just to beat a couple American teams. We came to prove that EU COD is for real and on the same par, or maybe higher than NA COD. So we're showing on the big stage today.
Do you have the, oh, come on. All right, they're not playing on home turf, but that is fine because you guys have a lot of support out of Europe. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of great support out of all the organizations in esports in Europe. And it's really cool to see them behind us. And in the end, what's going to matter is the results on that board, not the chanting in the audience. So
that is correct. Well, guys, we're all hoping for great games here. I can't wait to see if Splyce is going to win the next one. Thanks a lot for joining me here, and we're going to head back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Envy established in 2007 in the Call of Duty scene. This is the first year for Splyce here at Call of Duty Championships. Epic stuff unfolding in front of our eyes. Sensor, you got to be shocked to see that first Game 1 loss for the boys in blue.
Especially since they were up over 100 points from the hard point. And I said Slasher was going to be the player to watch. John was carrying through that match the entire time. I'm looking for Slasher again to step up in the Search and Destroy. He's always been so good in Search and Destroy, and this is when they're going to need him the most.
They need him again. He already dropped 43 kills. Can't do much more in the hard points, but when it comes to Search, we'll see what he can get done. Speaking of that Search and Destroy, that is game number 2 coming up next. We have our analyst ready to break it down for you.
Yes, indeed. Search and Destroy is where battle will be done next. And this is where Splyce have thrived, actually, throughout this tournament, actually only falling to Black Forest in a surprising 6-0 and Fab as well. So 2 teams have managed to take a Search and Destroy off of Splyce and see if Envy can go ahead and become the 3rd. Stronghold is where it's going down, boys. We're heading to the Alps now to see if Splyce can go ahead and make this 2-0. What are your expectations heading into Stronghold?
I don't want to see either side play too slow on offenses. Teams that have struggled throughout this entire tournament with these high stakes on the line is they're playing much more slower than normal. You have to go make a team push, whether it's towards B or bottom mansion towards A. You have to do something. You can't let the time wind down to these offenses, down to these last 30, 20 seconds, and then make a frantic play. It's not going to work.
A great example like that is Cloud9. I mean, whenever you're trying to set up an offensive push like Stronghold, you can't start that push with like 25, 20 seconds remaining in the round because you have to get the objective down, and if you don't find any of the entry kills, it just makes that job exponentially harder. So if you're a team approaching offense on this map, make a plan. Stick to your plan here and just go at it. It's a step-by-step process here on Stronghold. You clear out Mansion, then you can work out a bomb site from there. But you got to give yourself enough time to do it.
So you say clear out Mansion. I'd be intrigued to talk about it, but perhaps in the post-match about whether or not the defensive side should actually bring the fight to you in Mansion. Often it's just foregone and given up for free. But we'll be talking about that later because it seems like it's already time to head on back to Sensor and Pocket. It is ready to see if Splyce can go ahead and make it 2.
There you can see it. The specialists have been selected. The game is loading up, so we need to send it down to our casters. Here is game number 2 of the 2016 World League Championship.
Let's do it. Search and Destroy, the bane of many North American teams' existence. Can they get it going here, though, for Envy? Matt, I know you have some stats.
And I tell you what, it does not look good for Envy. Splyce in game 2s here at the 2016 Call of Duty World League Championship are 9-1. a 66% offensive win rate, the best at the event. And the only one loss in their game 2 was to another European team.
Well, here we go. The tension building. If you've never watched Stronghold, this is a map where a lot of times you're going to see a solid 45 seconds around in which kind of the offense is getting a feeler, taking their time, figuring out the defensive setup, and then they pounce. Let's see as John starts to inch forward.
Well, if you blow up the minimap, you can show that inside of mansions where all the defense is going to be set up. They're going to give up the B-bomb site. It does not matter, though. John destroys 2 players inside of mansion, giving Envy the edge.
Well, this seems a whole heck of a lot like the opening to the hard point. John going off. I was going to say, he peeks Lambo, though. You know he's going to gun somebody, but all of a sudden it's a 2v2. John now working on the ace in our first round here. He's going to get the plant as well. If he can get the plant plus the ace here, he's going to basically have overdrive and be so close to working towards that dart. But now they're pushing out the back, going to run into him. He's got the third, maybe able to find it. Give me the ace, baby. There it is for John. That was sick, sick stuff. Vance needed a tack on his toe. I don't even know what he shot there, but he gets the kill. John, you absolute freak. How close? He had to see him overdrive round 2.
He has to be. Oh, he is so close. That overdrive earns himself the HCXD, though. So it's going to be a huge start for John and Envy as they take the first round.
Well, if you want to watch Splyce, tough. I'm sticking with John. After that round, 4-0. Dear God.
And that last shot is so difficult to get the targeting on that player around the truck.
He didn't even aim at him. He shot the truck, and I think it ricocheted.
In such a high-pressure situation. So difficult. John with an amazing play. And a really slow play from Splyce here at the start. Not surprising. They know the opponent has an HCXD, waiting to see if they can bait it out.
So the top right, you see the specialist meters. Look at John and everybody else.
Oh, nobody's even close.
Absolutely insane. The push falling apart a bit. For Splyce here is they're going to be in a 3v4. As soon as the pressure develops, I'll likely switch to John's POV. He's probably going to toss another nade. This might find the kill. It doesn't yet, but he gets the assist. 100 now off the dart. Knows there's one playing mid-map. It's going to be all on rated now. He's going to drop, though. That's a team grenade. Slasher, how dare you? He's 4-0. He's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. All right, Slasher. At least he gets the final kill. Redeems himself a bit.
That is still a mistake you cannot afford to make. Yeah.
Because that, you never know. Do you get... the abilities don't matter anymore, obviously. He already has it, but do you get a dart? Do you eventually get a lightning? Who knows where that streak ends for John? I mean, he certainly lives through that round if that grenade doesn't come.
Without a doubt. He may even pick up another kill that round if they start to push up closer towards B.
You have to use it right now. You're going to earn it again. You're playing out of your mind. Okay, there he goes. Going to boost on forward. We'll see what angle he opts to take. Getting in front of the team. There's one there. Does it get called out? Fire pit. Not yet. Now it is. I was about to say, if that got called a second earlier, he's likely going to push forward. But he gets a lot of control here. He's able to check top control. Also saw the fire pit was backed off. Sees one at table. And he has the HC. Can you check if Vance has flak jacket for me?
Yeah, I'm going to check real quick. Vance does have flak jackets.
Okay.
So that HCXD won't really be much use here. But Slasher with 2 kills off the rip. Envy trying to take control of the search and destroy up 2-0 already. They have the man advantage. Can push up and try and get the bomb down here at B.
Well, this is going to be the big thing. I'm concerned about this flank. It actually may not work out because look at the minimap now. Your 2 offensive players have pushed through. They're all the way set back, but look where bomb is.
And I believe Rated, when he checked here from half wall, he saw bomb.
Yep,
I mean, it is down in the open, very visible. So Rated with the Shiva, playing over on half wall, has no idea where the players in Envy are coming from.
1 versus 1. 18 seconds to go. Bomb down mid-map. John has to make a play. John, you've been the hero, but the Shiva, too strong, is Rated. Takes the 1-on-1. one-on-one.
And Raid's shot is so on point right now. That game one, absolutely dominated from Splyce. Able to make the comeback. You see how powerful the Shiva is.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that how many times do we see him shoot off a leg, though, with the XR2 in the last
unreal.
game? I feel like he's aiming for the shins currently. If that's an inmate, though, or something, maybe he doesn't finish the kill, gives John a chance to make a play in a 1v1. But as it stands, he's able to finish it and get Splyce on the board. Now Splyce back to offense. You talked about their game 2 numbers, their offensive numbers, how good they've been. It looks to be a defensive push out the rocks. Are they going to be ready for this? Can they react in time? Envy has pushed out and I think pushed back, all except for that number 1 on the minimap, which is going to represent John. I have to go to John. I have to see as he starts to inch forward. Let's look at Josh's POV too, because Josh is waiting for this. Josh knows that John is coming. They give up the plant. Cap has found the first kill. Josh sees him, able to back him up, but he needs to get back towards the bomb as this has been planted. He's going to have to help here, right?
I mean, Josh is so far away, but you see on the minimap, Joe actually in a great position to make a play. He actually comes through bunker, able to get one with the RK5 and gets out with his life. Evens the man count at 3 players apiece, and as I say that, it's going to be John, though, picking up Rated on the flank. And oh, my!
He gives him the gun sit coming in from behind. It's now all on Cap. Cap tags up 1. Not enough time to work with. Surely 9 seconds. It's over. They get the kill. No J-Cap magic here in round 4.
And now Josh is putting together a pretty good game of his own. I believe he's going to earn himself his overdrive. 5 kills to his name. And that great start by John has gone completely out the window here.
And what was the match we casted? Oh, was it Envy? I'm trying to think of Envy play, but they start out with like a 1v3 or something for J-Cap. They're looking good early on.
It was just against Elevate.
You feel good about how they're feeling, and then they kind of fall apart. There was one match yesterday, I saw it as well, where they start out nice and then kind of crumble. They allow them to bounce back.
I tell you what, you cannot go down 0-2 in the series if you're Envy. You're going to use a lot of energy to make that comeback and potentially force a game 5 and win it. Or, I mean, a worst case scenario, Splyce wins that 3rd game, and they are fresh going into that 2nd best of 5.
Can you check real quick again for me, flak jacket on the 4 players of Splyce? Yeah, here it comes. They're going to pull in the HC, try and find information. Is anybody vulnerable?
Oh my, you have flak only on Bance. Also Rated, Josh, and Joe. No flak jacket.
That explains why they ran. Look, they're pushing through bunker. They're like, we're out of here. We're not dealing with this. Let's see if he can find one. Oh, directly behind. He's able to dive in. Oh, that's the 1 player with flak.
Well, look at this. Envy has absolutely no idea where these 2 players on Splyce ran. It's all on Bance and Rated to hold the back line, but if they do, they're going to have that flank come in, and they're going to win this round.
The flank's starting to develop. It should pinch any moment. Let's switch to the flank. We're going to go in on Joe. They're starting to collapse. Doesn't check couches. Does get tagged up. Has to back down. Bomb, I thought, was getting planted. Looks like it's down for the time being. It's 3 versus 3. Joe looking to wrap around the back. The bomb is down. Joe trying to find position here. You see X-Ray all pushing forward. There's the glitch. Apathy making sure he stays alive, and he's going to repeat. Somehow still up, just teasing. Have to play the clock with 30 seconds to go. The plays coming fast and furious. You do have Psychosis to work here. It's now going to be on 2v2. He's got the drones out, trying to play around it. Just got eyes on 1. To his left, to his right. Trying to find him. Now he's up top. Got it. Now it's a 1v1. 14 seconds remaining. He's directly to the left. Surprise! Jake Young's there. Doesn't matter. He gets it. Not enough time. Oh. That is half a second for being a sick clutch.
He does use the Psychosis there, but the Psychosis inability, he'll get back rather quickly. So you see Slasher. Wow, it's a very tough gunfight to win there against Josh inside Mansion. Joe, if you would have went a second earlier, if you would have peeked that a little bit further on that first attempt, you would have saw Jake.
Whew. This is going to be a fun one. Let's get back to the offense. Splyce trailing by a round. I do want to check real quick what specialist abilities are up. So you have Camo for Slasher. Very close is John to the overdrive. He's also pulling out the PO6 here, so we'll to get eyes on with him for a moment. Let's actually go back to the offense and see how close. Okay, so rated just a notch away from Camo with a kill likely get in this round. You do have an HC out for Joe. Can you do a flak check for me on the other side? What's Envy running right now?
So John does not, Slasher does not.
Well, it gets knocked out immediately.
Doesn't really matter, but only JCap for Envy with flak checking.
I'm going to get back to John with the snipe because he's going to peek the angle. There it is. Hits the shot. Has overdrive to work with as well, but the bomb has been planted. They have 4v3 advantage, but you're going to have to clear these members off a half wall, and what better way to do it than to make a play with that PO6, but inching his way forward is going to be Slasher. He's got Camo in his back pocket. He's going to find one. Another to his up, going to find two. All of a sudden, it's going to be Joe now by his lonesome. 1v4, 15 seconds left. He likely just has to find one kill. Can he kill one? Got to get the bomb planner. Not going to be able to do it. Envy gets the win.
Joe's streak still continues. So it's not awful for Splyce. They do lose the round, but Joe is still working on those streaks.
I think he just realized here, if he would have peeked, he was dead. There were, what, 3 remaining players?
Yeah, no chance.
He would have had to get the one burst of his life on the bomb diffuser. And honestly, even if he peeked, it might have been done.
There's enough time left.
Yeah, could have been done anyway. So 2 more advantage. Now, you would imagine maybe we get a switch here. Yeah, so he's probably going to use overdrive. No, looks like he's saving it for another day. Going to hold on. You still have the Camo for Slasher. Curious if he'll intro. Oh, here we go. Aggressive defensive push out to Rocks. They're going to peek the angle. Slasher able to stay alive. Apathy's up close. 2 kills come in. All of a sudden, Josh is by himself. And this should be the 5th round for Envy. Surely, Josh is tagged. The flank should come from behind. He's pinned here at half wall. All by his lonesome. What is that one burst? He makes it a 1v3. 60 seconds to go. He just needs to get one more kill to maybe make this manageable. But he's tagged over the top. Can't win it. Apathy finds it. 1 round away is Envy.
Apathy getting so creative there.
Perfect play. Peeks him through the grates. And look at the shots there at range with the VMP.
Such a sick angle.
Whew.
Now, we've talked about how amazing his play has been throughout the tournament, but Bant's really struggling in this one. 1-7 right now.
Let's see if John still... Okay, well, he held on to it for a second. Now he's going to super boost it. Pushing through top control. Out to mid-map. Can he catch one player of Splyce with their pants down? Yes, he can. It's rated, but the shot's just a little bit off. Looking to maybe finish the kill, but you have 2, make it 3 players kind of watching his half-wall position, but now he's going to make the play. Able to get behind one, finds the kill, turning, looking for the second, still staying alive. A thorn in the side of Splyce. It's now a 3v2 advantage. Make it just rated. That overdrive made rated retreat the entire way to spawn, and unless he can pull off a miracle, we're about to have a 1-1 series tie.
Rated had absolutely no idea where John went once he got over half ball. Rated an impossible situation right now. Needs to get bomb, get it planted, take out 3 players on Envy.
Rated, not a lot of time to work with here. Bombs down, HC is out. It's one man in a dream. He lets it fly by. He's going to push through. 20 seconds to go. He's going to be able to find one kill. The HC comes from behind, and we've got ourselves a 1-1 series. Well, if Search and Destroy has affected some of our North American friends, it is not an issue right now for Envy. They take that easily, 6-2. We've got ourselves a series, baby.
Yeah, John goes double positive. Obviously, we saw what he did early. He was extremely effective. Slasher 8-5 as well. A fantastic performance from those 2 players, tying the series up from Envy. We know how good they've been in Uplink and CTF. Splyce going to need to answer back in a big way.
What a great match we have here, and what could be the first of 2 best-of-5s. But to break that one down, we'll toss it back up to the XP zone.
Thank you, Maven and Mr. Rex. What a game from Envy. This one was pretty much one-sided from the get-go. John comes out just as hot as he finished game one. Explosive there in the first round of Search and Destroy. From there, a 6-2 victory.
Yeah, John has been the MVP of this MV team thus far. Slasher, again, putting up numbers in Search and Destroy, just like I said he would. These guys are on fire now. They're looking hot, and we're going to be seeing what happens moving forward.
John has a top 5 finish at COD Champs. Slasher, a top 3 finish last year at Call of Duty Championships. They're playing in their first World Championship final, though. And both players are performing. Let's hear from our analysts their thoughts on the game.
Thanks very much, dude. All right, so things have started to get very, very interesting here. It's back to one apiece. Start all over, back to square one. We have to understand just how easy that was made to look for Envy. I mean, a 6-2. They're singing the praises of John. Is that where all of the praise should be directed?
100%. We talked about before that game started that they need to be aggressive. They need to take the map, and that's exactly what John did. He works up towards the middle of the map and catches those 2 players basically for free at top mansion and runs away from it from then on. Catches the last 2 at the back truck, just walks away with the win, and then that's all the confidence they needed.
Feels like the communication just wasn't there from Splyce multiple times throughout that game. A player from Envy would sneak on through, get the first blood, and then there would be no reaction from the remaining members of Splyce. I mean, I'm just thinking back also to when Slasher flanks around like this. Like, what is Rated doing? Your teammate just died just to your right, and you're still looking forward towards the middle of the map. There's a guy behind you. You gotta react. You gotta communicate effectively in situations like this. It seems like the communication was lacking on the side of Splyce, and I think especially on a map like Stronghold, where you need to be crisp, you need to be quick with the communication when you're calling out where somebody is on the enemy team. It just seems like Splyce failed in that regard.
Yeah, not ideal by any stretch of the imagination for any Splyce fans out there, but Envy kill it. And it means we do have a fantastic uplink to look forward to. We'll be talking about that in just a bit, but first, we're going to head on back.
Thank you, Machine. 1-1 here in the best of 5. Envy coming from the winner's bracket is just 2 game wins away from being crowned your Black Ops 3 champions. We'll find out if they're able to win the swing game coming up in just a bit. For now, though, we have Zoe down on the floor with one of our casters who is with us all week long. Let's set it down to Zoe and Fox.
Yeah, I have Fox next to me, joining me for a quick chat. Envy managed to tie this series up, 1-1 the current score. Fox, looking at the performance of both of those teams, do you feel like any of them need to do some readjusting or like changing anything up in order to take this final?
This is not the place for huge adjustments. This is where you play to your strengths. And for Team Envyus, that just happens to be John running through everything in front of him.
All right. Okay, I see the fans do agree. Are you guys excited? Sounds like it. Should have asked, I now can't hear you anymore. But yeah, I mean, even though you are from the US, you're not really like biased against any of them. Do you hope it's going to go into a 5-mapper?
I've got zero personal investment into who wins, but I'm just hoping to see incredible Call of Duty. Both Envyus and Splyce are bringing their A game today, and I'm really looking forward to the uplink.
Yeah, we can't wait for that to happen. Yeah, go chant your USA. Now is the time to do it. I still can't hear it, but I think we're getting there, so let's head back to over, guys.
Kind of tough for a European to get Americans to chant USA. Yeah. It just doesn't work. The Counter-Strike guys tried it. Never, ever works here. But here we have to talk with our analysts. We're going into game number 3. Uplink is up next. Fellas, who has the advantage?
This is going to be a good one. The map is evac. Of course, a quick recap of how we did get here. We got to venture through Hardpoint Fringe, and then, of course, we ventured very recently and very quickly through Stronghold Search and Destroy. Envy a bit back with speed. A vicious, just 8 rounds of Search and Destroy played before we already find ourselves here in the 3rd. Now, Uplink and evac come together just like bread and butter. Revan, a quick summary for us. How exactly does this map lend itself to a bit of a one-sided, stronger than the other?
Well, as time has progressed, it's become a bit more 50-50, right? Players and teams have started to realize what they have to do on that, unfavored side. to make it a bit more manageable, right? You get control of the drone, and then you wrap it back to your base. You utilize the wall runs to your advantage, and you just try to waste time off the clock while trying to get a one-pointer here and there to just try to bolster your lead. But if you're on the aggressive side, what you want to do is get the other team in a spawn trap. If you're able to do that, obviously you dictate the pace of the map. With all map control, you force the other team to make a very important decision in the midst of all the chaos. Do they rotate back to try to retake control of their base, or do they overextend and try to fight for a position on the other side of the map? That's the key decision here.
Let's get into it. It's our third map of the series in the grand final here for Call of Duty XP. Maven, Mr. X, jump in.
We're going to kick things off with John, as he has been electric throughout the course of this one. Series all tied up at 1 apiece. Drone control early for Envy, as they are doing the proper play here. It's all about control. It's all about the wrap. Just play the possession game here early.
Yeah, and Envy's got some players over here. They're going to try and make a push. So after he throws that down, gets that full armor back. He's got John leading the way, and he bounces off the wall. He's going to be able to put this in for 2. So what he's doing right now is he's waiting for some teammates to get to that bottom side of the minimap, and then they're going to put this in for 2. So they get the dunk, and now they're going to try and get that drone again.
And this is perfect. The timing could not have been better, as you see Slasher win a gunfight. Slasher win 0-2, couldn't make it a third. But they were all kind of around drone spawns. You at least make sure they're, like, if JCap had put that through immediately, you open yourself up to a quick counter cap.
Right, especially when, like, you heard the analysis segment, they talked about it. There's a preferred side on this map. So the one that Splyce is attacking from, you can get the drone, get it towards that AC vent, you can rally it through a lot of scores. And if Envy puts that cap in right away, would have opened up the door for Splyce to go on a really nice run of scoring points, and that's exactly what they did not want.
Now, a lot of pressure here. I'm going to switch to his POV. If Joe can get the cutoff here, he can stop this push entirely. He cannot. So this means another point likely developing here for Envy. They're taking it topside. There's pressure in front. JCap again, your drone carrier. He sees one, says screw it, goes for it. Even through death, he gets the 1-point toss.
And Apathy wins a huge gunfight on the other side of the map. This is going to let Envy reset a little bit, play some defense. Apathy needs to go big for Envy here. He's able to get another. One more player on his screen. Nice shots there at range. Josh is so weak. Apathy's going to go for the challenge, picks it up. Envy gets the drone again.
And they have 3 down here. This is Shirley points again. It is all Envy off the break. 1 over the top. 4-0 lead for Envy. This is lopsided here in the opening 2 minutes.
And JCap's going to use this psychosis just to deter the opponents from pushing on to the point. So going to go all the way back. Now you're going to see them wrap the drone yet again. It's such a long route to take with the drone. It's great for Envy. Obviously, they're getting points out of it, but they're burning a lot of this clock.
I promise, at some point, I will go on with a member of Splyce. But so far, it's been all Envy. They now have 100% drone control. They have a 4-0 lead. Is this the chance? Nope. Josh is going to be the only one. There should be somebody there to follow. It's going to be Apathy pushing forward for the 1-pointer. Able to get it. 5-0 Envy. They are dismantling Splyce here in uplink.
And Splyce needs to get drone control. Every time we go back to this glass side, it's Envy with the drone, bringing it back towards their base.
That's what I've been saying this for quite some time, but this map has become more 50-50 just because if you play a good disciplined game, if you're able to get control, you can thump people from this side. You're seeing Envy play flawlessly. You literally could not do anything better here, and now they're looking for the juke and looking for more. It is 6-0 Envy.
And Josh had JCat dead to rights there. I mean, he puts a few bullets in them. JCat with just some fantastic movement. It's the first time we're seeing Splyce with the drone in hand.
It
See
is
if they can
possible.
make a play.
But now you're running into a tempest of Slasher. Slasher's about to shoot you right in the back. They're able to drop him. John actually catches it before it falls. And here we go again. Wrapping up top. Slasher, we'll see, just because he still has a little bit left in his tempest here. He might be able to push through mid, find one. Yep, there it is. Able to hit Joe. John has the drone. Slasher hits Vance in the back as well. You have a heat wave to work with here for John. Maybe a melee coming in. They try to wrap back. Just go ahead. Give them the dunk. Give them the burn. 8-0 boys in blue.
Splyce cannot get anything going right now. They have the drone in hand, needs to score some points. You see Josh with the Tempest, he's going to be able to pick up one. This should be a dunk from Bans. He's going to go in, put in a 2-point play for Splyce.
They needed that desperately, just some kind of point, some kind of rhythm. Unfortunately, the player's been dying inside of the MD base, so they can't get any kind of rally going. And John with the movement there, just able to win a key gunfight around the drone spawn. Apathy has kinetic armor, has the drone. He's telling a familiar tale, as this has been the story of the first half. The drone in the hand of Envy on this side of the map, and here we go. 20 seconds left. Looking for more points. He's going to push forward, drop it off as he wants to pop kinetic there, find the kill. Might be able to find a second as he gets the reload, but the heat wave is there. It hits JCap. They find the kills. Apathy pushed through the heat wave, didn't realize what went down, and the drone is reset. This actually could be a last-second toss, maybe a 1-point opportunity. 2 seconds, it's away. Good. I don't know how crucial that'll be in the scale of things with how that first half went, but if this ends up coming down to the wire, that 1 point, really, that heat wave leading to the 1-point shot could prove crucial.
Yeah, this is a big play by Joe. Able to take out both players, then get that drone reset. Splyce, a lot of work to do here in the second half. If Envy gets a good break here, Maven, they are going to put up a ton of points.
Vance with his kinetic armor, maybe something used to ensure they don't have a poor break. Just get in, win a gun. Yep, he's going to go in, try to win a gunfight or two. Sees one, finds it. Can he find more? He has JCap at the edge, can't do it. His teammates jumping all around. Everybody falls. It's just rated. As it's just JCap now is 3 from each side into falling. And Envy, not really an opportunity to push. We're kind of resetting here.
At the beginning of this game, Envy and the Banner protected the M8, and you can see the effect it's having on Rated. You know, he wants to go with something like the Man of War, something like the XR2. When the M8 is in play, those players on Envy just stay out of his comfort zone, out of his range, and he is not able to be as effective as he was previously.
Well, let's see if they can open up things as well as Envy was doing through the first half. So far, no. Slasher says, get out of here, not allowing them to push towards their side, but still 2 members up for Splyce on this side. Everybody's spawning, and now, God, through the drone, Josh! That was disgusting. Now he's got drone in hand. It's wide open. They should be spawning out. He should be forward for the dunk. One player wrapping back. He's just going to take the 1-point shot. It's a 4-point game. Has to reload here, but if you look back towards drone spawn, with the heat wave in, there's the melee. You still have control. Wrap it back. Do the same exact thing that Envy did to you. They're starting to heat up. What happened in the game 1, Matt? Envy strong through the opening half of the hard point. Then Splyce erupted. Surely they don't steal another.
Vance picking up some kills, trying to lead the charge, but it's going to be John picking up one, Vance with another. Let's see what route he takes with the drone, and nade right in his feet. He's going to be able to dodge it, and look at this. He has the lead blockers, Maven. This should be a 2-point play.
The dunk should be coming in, up, over, and through. It's now a 2-point game. The Europeans are alive, but all 4 are down, and this is the counter dunk for sure. That's the problem. When you lose 3 or 4 in a push, and you have nobody back at drone spawn, this is exactly what happens. And the scary part is you've given up a whole heck of a lot of control here. Envy may be able to rally, but let's see if they can get back. These fights are key at drone. Apathy wrapping around the back, looking for kills. Stops the drone pass, but it gets forward. It's forward enough that you might be able to get a counter dunk on the other end. Surely he gets through, gets the 1-point toss, finds 1 kill. This is a back and forth battle. 2.5 to play here in the game 3.
It's absolutely incredible that Splyce got points out of that. JCap's still in the back of their base. They need to clear him out. It's going to be Apathy settling for a 1-point play. And Envy is starting to get going. Maybe they are rolling right now.
They really, really are. You should think at least 1 more 1-point toss is the interception there. Vance goes up. Vance with the pick. You see it through X-ray, and he is out. Wrapping topside. You have a little over 2 minutes. Plenty of time here. It's a 2-possession game. You'll take anything. You'll take a melee. See if they can get in. Is there a dunk? He's getting tagged from behind, tagged from the front, but the shot is through. It's a 3-point game. The kill not there, but who's back at spawn? You do have Josh ready. to deal with Envy. You do not want to allow the counterattack opportunity to come through like we saw just moments ago. They've got to get a bit of control here. They had 2 down, players now coming off a spawn mat. If they can win these key gunfights through Envy, there's one, the second in water, can't find it. Josh, though, trades the kill. What's the plan here? You don't have a ton of time to work with, Matt.
If you're Splyce, you need to invest some of your abilities in trying to get this drone back. If you let Envy just get set up, they're going to get drone control. They're going to run away with it, potentially throw it for a reset. So it's going to be 3 kills, though, in favor of Splyce. They need to go now. Maybe, look, they're letting Jake pick the drone up.
Oh, he did reset it. He did reset it.
Water.
I thought he got into the 15-second, not able to do so, but he definitely wasted some time. That might change. Can't flick on with the headshot. Rated takes it right at the gut. He might be able to sneak through the cracks. There's only one player in the back. It's John. Dip, dive, dodge. Who's there to grab it? Is it Josh? There! It's a 1-pointer. He doesn't get the dunk, so it is still a 2-point game.
Can Splyce make a comeback one more time? They have the drone in their hands. They're going to throw it back. They're going to try and set up one good last calculated push, Maven. They're going to go topside with it. And look at this. They have some control.
You have Heatwave. You have 45 seconds. Can you make the play to steal another respawn? All players stacking up for the push. Slasher says no to the first. Josh answers right back, and now something may develop. Here they go. You got your Bance leading the way. He's looking for kills. You have Heatwave. Everybody dropping around you. You have to try and make it worth it. You go for the 1-point toss. You get it through. Is there anyone back at spawn? The answer is no. This is likely going to be a counter, if anything. It comes in. If they can hit the 1-point toss, it may put this away. You have JCap in the back of the base as well. A dunk surely ends the game. That should be it. That dunk from Envy closes out the game, and now it is a 2-1 lead for the Americans.
And Envy is 1 game away from being your champions.
Beautiful plays all around. Game 3 was intense. Envy now with advantage. And to take us through that one, we'll toss it back up to the XP zone.
Thank you so much, boys. 38 kills and the game-winning dunk. Slasher was on point throughout that entire game. This is a player you highlighted for Search and Destroy. He just went off here in Game 3.
He just always finds a way to show up, Chris. He's been playing so good throughout this series. That was a really great uplink gameplay. Both teams wrapping the ball on the bad side. In the end, it came down to Envy getting that final dunk, winning the game.
It's pretty crazy to see Splyce coming back. Remember, they were down 8-3 at halftime. In the end, it was much tighter than any of us expected. We have our friends with us all weekend long. They will be talking with us a little bit later about how that game happened. But for now, we have to set it back down the floor. We have Zoe with another interview.
Yeah, I'm now joined by the guys from Most Wanted. Guys, it's such a great day watching those finals. I saw you in the middle of the crowd taking a look at it. Is there a team you're actually pulling for?
Envyus, baby. Team USA.
All right. That's a crowd-pleasing answer. Now, we got to enjoy a lot of great games from you guys as well. How did you enjoy the tournament in general?
The tournament was great. I mean, I ziplined a bit, played Infinite Warfare, played Remastered, and got knocked out by FaZe and Elevate, 2 great teams. But right now, I think Envyus is about to win a world championship.
All right. You heard it here first. He called it. Let's see if that's going to happen. Guys, thanks a lot. I don't want to keep you any longer. I want you to enjoy those finals. And that's what we all going to do now.
Big shout out. That was BL Fire, TCM, Methods, and Twiz. TCM and Methods competing in their first ever Call of Duty championship this year. And fun fact, they went out the same round that Josh did just a year ago from 17th place. He now finds himself competing for first. But it's looking right now like Envy may be walking away with that title. Let's send it over to our analyst, fellas. Are we going to see Envyus getting their rings right here with the CTF win?
It's a dream for everyone involved. JCap doing it 2 times in a row. I was cheering a little too hard and my voice has decided to start leaving me, as you may be able to hear. But these guys fortunately have the dulcet tones of TP and Rev, and you can go ahead and guide us through this one then.
So basically, this evac uplink was the battle of the least preferred side. You saw drone control is extremely important in uplink. They're able to wrap it towards that left side of the map, towards the kitchen, wait for those lead blockers, and that's the main strategy that both teams were able to do. The difference maker, though, the Envyus side was able to counter. JCap made a really good play when Splyce was trying to counter near the end of that game, and got control of the drone, and that's why they were able to score in rapid succession after Splyce was able to. So impressive stuff.
Yeah, and that's exactly how you set yourself up and put yourself in a position to counter score from the other team. While we take a look at some of the highlights, I mean, Envy, they had a very hot start to this matchup. They were in complete control of the Splyce side of the map, and once again, just adding on to TP's point, whenever you're on the side that Envy's on, drone control is probably one of the most important things. From there, you could dictate where the action is going to happen. And look, even if Envy weren't able to get points off of wrapping the drone towards that side of the map, you force Splyce out of position. They don't want to be fighting. They don't want to be pushing that top lane of the map. They want to be fighting through glass because they want to get a spawn trap going. They want to spawn Envy out over near the front apartment side of the map. Obviously, that didn't happen. It was a great job by Envy, especially Slasher. I mean, he had one hell of a performance here on uplink. He did a lot of the slaying for his team.
Now, and what's crazy is we didn't see an abundance of that slaying as well. It's just under the radar, consistently picking up these frags, just on consistent presence in that kill feed. And I mean, Splyce, they got close. They managed to keep things competitive in that second half. To be 8-0 down and to be able to keep that game competitive, there is credit there for the Brits.
Oh yeah, they did not give up without a fight, and you have to give them major credit for that. They're showing a good amount of resilience here in the grand finals, but you have to give credit on Splyce. It was Rated as well as Josh that really kept them in the game. They were making big play after big play, even though the scoreboard might not reflect that. The kills that they were getting and where they were getting them had a big impact for Splyce.
And so, reality may be starting to set in. Teep called it. He didn't think uplink was going to go the way of the European side. Now, is it just a little too much for them to overcome? Capture the flag will be their next test, and it could very well be their last. Let's recap how we got here, because Breach could be the final map Envy need to play to be crowned Call of Duty World Champions.
Yeah, I think they're going to do it as well. If we take a look at Breach CTF as the map, this is more of a straightforward CTF map. There are not many gimmicky things you can do in this one when compared to something like an evac. You can't get too crafty with the wall runs here, and I think that's something that's going to hurt Splyce. This is a map and a game mode where Envy are dominant on.
Yeah, both of these respawns we've seen, the one thing that's been consistent at the start is Envy has taken a severe lead, and it's been Splyce trying to fight back. Map number one, they were able to do it. The difference maker, if they want to stay alive in this tournament, in this grand final, to force the second best of 5, they need to start off a bit better. Stave off the pressure from Envy and get an initial flag. If they can do it, I could definitely see them forcing a map 5.
Yeah, and one thing that worked out so well for them in that game, one is they took away Slasher's M8. However, they weren't able to get rid of the man war in that evac map, which is something that really helped out the ARs on Envy. So if you're on Splyce, I'm not sure. Pick your poison, because I think Envy are just going to be waiting. Okay, if you ban out the M8, maybe we go ahead and protect the Man of War, or if you go after the Man of War, re-protect the M8. I think me personally, Slasher's way too deadly with that M8. I want to get that out of his hands.
Especially considering his performance just on the previous map, evac, dominating work with that assault rifle. And just to put into perspective what you're about to witness as a viewer, as a Call of Duty fan, the next 10 minutes of Breach Capture the Flag holds $550,000 on the line. Over $500,000 for 10 minutes of video gaming. What on earth are we witnessing here in the forum? My voice is gone. Punky, take it away.
Thank you so much, Machine. The hype is real here in the venue. Are we going to see Envy walking away as champions? We're moments away from that game 4. Before we get to it, though, we want to show you something else awesome that was happening outside. The Call of Duty Endowment is a activity that Activision and Blizzard started in 2009 to help veterans build careers after service, and has placed 25,000 people in jobs in the last 2 years, ahead of our 2018 goal. As part of a challenge thrown by David Vonderhaar and Call of Duty personality Drifter, they hosted a charity stream to raise money for the Call of Duty endowment, and this allowed Drifter to face off against David V in the Juggernaut sumo battle witnessed by the XP attendees. It was all for fun, and it was epic for everyone in attendance. Tons of money raised for our veterans, and some of them are here with us today to witness the biggest match in Call of Duty history. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for all of the veterans in attendance and around the world for their great service.
Great thing to see. Great venue, great atmosphere, great people, great company. Chris Puckett alongside me. Moving on to game 4 of this finals, Chris. I need to know what you're thinking. What's going on?
I think JCap has this second ring coming. He is about to tie Karma for the record as the 2 players with the most Call of Duty championships. Only 11 players since the beginning have won a Call of Duty championship. JCap about to be a 2-time ring bearer.
I have to agree with you on that. JCap is a capture the flag monster. Breach is one of Envy's best maps. I think they're going to close it out right here.
We'll find out. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise as we send it back down to the floor with Maven and Mr. X.
That's it. Ramp it up. A $550,000 capture the flag. Envy has been damn good at CTF throughout the course of the year.
But every time we think that Splyce is out, they somehow make a comeback.
And what did we cast yesterday?
Yeah.
It was Splyce, Rise Nation, Breach CTF. Splyce destroyed them. It was 5-0. It wasn't even pretty. I believe this is their best capture the flag. They have to keep the dream alive here to push it to a game 5. This is the map they would want.
I want to see a game 5. I don't think this should end here. I just want to see it just for the fan inside me. But we can talk a little bit about the banner protect. We saw that Envy protected the M8 during that, but we talked a little bit about the prize pool. See, first place is going to get $800K. It's a whole lot of money.
And that, if you wonder why we're mentioning the $550,000, it's that difference between first and second. That is what is on the line here in the elimination game on Breach. Can Splyce do it? Only time will tell. We're 20 seconds away from hopping into the action.
And now we did see Envy protect the M8 and then ban out the Man of War. So it's a pretty good banner protect for Envy.
Who do you want to start off with? You know what? I'm picking it. We're going with Bance. He's been a legend all weekend long. Let's see if he can keep it going.
I don't know why you asked me and then select who you want anyway. But
you know, I was feeling chipper.
It's something I've been dealing with all year long. But
getting the mid-map with the action. Bance taking the lower wall run, looking for kills, then behind one. Gonna find Apathy, go vertical. Gonna find 2. Bance opening things up in a big way here in the break. Give me 3. Bance finding all the kills. The 4th, you cannot hide. I guess is wrong.
He definitely
so
can hide. Yeah. Josh cleans up JCap, and it's going to be Joe getting away with the flag. Has players trailing him. Needs to get back towards his teammates. Why is nobody from Splyce looking over Joe? Oh, he's not going to be able to make it out. It's going to be Pants off the respawn, trying to get over, not able to make a play for the flag. Just a little bit of a misplay there from Splyce.
But you can see how deadly Splyce can be on this map. Those opening moments were painful for Envy. And what we saw happen to Rise Nation in this matchup was just constant pulls and sneak-throughs by Splyce. They were able to do it time and time again. Constant pressure, constant pulls, and now they're flying out again with the defense from Envy. They're too strong. But let's get back. I mean, look at the half of the map. Envy hasn't been able to get out of their base or push forward at all except for the return.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, EU teams usually play a slower style of play in CTF, and I bet you it's kind of throwing Envy off guard a little bit that this guy's on Splyce has been so aggressive towards their side of the map. It's going to be raided with 1 with the RK5. He's going to try and push on top glass. Such a power position, but you see in the kill feed, all his teammates drop. He is so out of position to make a defensive play. He's going to fall as well. Here comes the assault from Envy.
With 4 down, they're just going to be popping now, so the overextension is going to come in. We'll take a look at the minimap. It's going to be all on John to pick these up, or at least slow them down. He's got shots in, the pressure coming, not able to find any kills, so they may be able to get the flagpole. They certainly can, as you've got a long run back. The touch comes in from Bance. You've now got a stalemate. Who's going to be able to make the play? It's Slasher from Envy. Look at his position here. The flag runners drop. The second, it may be dropped as well. He's got him tagged up as John pushing the edge. The return should surely be through, but not able to get it yet. They ran away. They picked up the two in front, but your flag runner just jettisoned out of there as soon as they felt the pressure coming.
Yeah, now what I would like to see from Splyce there is when you pulled the flag, actually bring it towards the Envy flank area. They had the man advantage, could have ended the stalemate. It would not have existed. All they needed to do is trade those kills. They would have had a cap.
Okay, let's get to mid-map here. This J-Cap starting to push into land. See if finding here at lab, not able to do so.
It's going to be so much defense from the guys on Splyce. You can see on your minimap, nobody wants to be the one that fails in this game, obviously. Envy bringing that flag all the way back. One player from Splyce moving up the map, and that is Josh.
Well, as we have this stalemate, I want to hear what the comms sound like here with the boys in blue. Let's toss it to a listen in.
You know?
I pushed up.
I need help. I need help.
I got one in their base.
I'm coming, John.
Wait,
Watch Palace, all right? Where, John, where?
I'll
try to push it out if you want to run with me. Outskirts of the flag.
Back AC, or back AC, or back AC.
We got it. Let's go. One shot.
I got you. Let me pull this.
Go.
We need help in the base.
We can't help you. I'm challenging.
Got him. Alright, be close.
We're on the side. We're on the side, though. Second up thing, Joe. We're coming left.
Yeah. Play kills. Play kills.
We're coming bricks. Bottom left. One shot. I spawned fucking green. They could have away.
Oh, they got me back door.
One second. Our players.
There's two here.
Bottom left. Side door.
Bottom broken. Dead.
Nice.
I'll touch you.
Nice.
Nice catch.
Let's get back to Joe. One was bottom left. You could.
Push up for the raid.
All right. Watching over you.
On Sam.
All right. We should be good.
Maybe or green.
Should be green. Bottom broken. Dead. You are horrible. Watch your way. Watch your way. Where you pulling? Pull Palace.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this line.
Call Storm. No.
I didn't see anything away.
Bottom
base.
Nice. Obviously down. Push up. Bottom left.
I was back to Joe. We're missing next two now.
I'm slide door.
I'm hitting middle. Oh, you spawned out. Wait.
Yeah, I'm not.
Alright, he could be in our flag. One could be in our flag then.
Side door. In the corner, John, him. Not at all. On the peg. Nice. One's gonna be on the heady.
Yeah.
Pull that away. John, you know him.
All right.
Call it.
He's gonna be in Palace. This guy AC already. Next side AC up.
And we're back. Apathy finding one kill. Tagged up, but Kinetic keeping him alive. We've got yet another stalemate. Slasher finds the flag carrier. Shuts down the Tempest. There's the return. Apathy. He's got time. Making the sprint topside. We'll take a look at the minimap. Is 6 and 5. That's going to be Josh and Joe trying to cut him off, but the streaks are in. Can he get there? It's good. 2-0 Envy.
And when we were listening into the comms of Envy Maven, so calm and collected, nobody getting too over-amped up, overexcited. Everybody, even keeled. Just shows how talented, how good this team is. So locked in, 5 minutes away from winning the Call of Duty World League Championship.
5 minutes, and each of them will be $200,000 richer. 800 grand for first. The nerves have got to be kicking in now. But you've got the 2-0 edge. Let's get I feel like I have to start with John. 10 and 6. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go with J-Cap. Let's go with J-Cap. He's got camo.
J-Cap made a huge play there in the first half when Splyce had 2 players in the Envy base. He was able to clear it out all by himself. Just opened everything back up for the rest of his teammates. He's gonna be able to get one. Not able to pick up Rated, though, as Rated has been played so well throughout this series with the assault rifle in his hands. He's gone on a little bit of a spree now, going towards the Envy base. So you see he's going to bring the flag over towards Cages. There's 2 players from Envy trailing him. Oh, for a second there, thought he was going to be able to make it out with his life.
You have camo. You consider using it. It wouldn't have been the right plays. He wouldn't have been able to get the touch, but there should be a key one-on-one here. It's going to be Joe with a one-on-one inside, but the heat wave is there, and it's too much to handle. Splyce having to reset.
And if you're a Splyce, you cannot panic in this situation. You need to start going together. What we're seeing right now is a lot of one-on-one play. Rated running in the base alone, Joe running in the base alone. Right here, it's going to be a good push from Vance and Rated. They have a chance to convert this into a score.
This one-on-one is so crucial. He doesn't see him. Should be the return in. Did they get the return to the other side? Rated was still going. He gets cut down. Both flags back at base. Splyce cannot buy a cap right now.
And Splyce had 2 players with the flag. It was Vance and Rated, and Apathy picks up both kills. Such a big play from Apathy.
And everyone, I mean, there's just no slang right now for Splyce. And not that slang's the most crucial thing in CTF, but everybody sitting around even or double negative. I mean, look at Joe, look at Josh. They've got to get something going, and John has another flagpole. We'll switch over to his POV. As you have to feel like a third could be the dagger.
A third would be very difficult to get over, and now you see Apathy has Cerberus down in the Envyus base.
And somehow
now,
Joe just dodged the Cerberus.
Yeah, now John has a lot of trouble to deal with. He has players pushing him in all directions. He's able to get one. We're going to have a 1v1 between the flag carriers. Never mind. Slasher with the Tempest. It's going to be a 1v1. John versus Rated. John wins it. Can he get around the corner?
He made it to the corner. The shot from the back from Josh. Not good enough. Yes, they are. Josh has got it. That's the other return. Cerberus. He can't get it. He can't get it. Who's got the touch? It's J-Cap, and that is number 3.
The Cerberus of Apathy comes in to save Envy. It looked like Josh was going to make a hero play, and it gets shut down. And that may be it.
Apathy with the flag yet again. How crucial has this Cerberus been? The movement, nice. The cap should be in shortly. There's one player to beat, and yet again it's a heat wave from John. 4 caps in for Envy. Just over 2 minutes to play. They are blowing out Splyce in this decisive game.
And Splyce needs to just fly at the Envious side of the map. They need to push up and win every gun engagement to have a chance to make this comeback. 2 minutes ago, Envy on complete lockdown mode in their base.
Josh, can you pull off the impossible? There's too many players to deal with. It's at that time where you end up going one by one. You don't have
no
time.
option.
Yeah, you don't have time to group up for 4 caps. You just need somebody to sneak through, somebody to pick up a crazy 3-piece, because time is not your friend. The scoreline is not your friend. Joe trying everything he can to get forward here and make a play. Slasher in the back, though, that's going to be so tough to challenge, but he's pushed him off his mark. He's flying forward. He's lost him for now, but able to turn. There's 2 players here. Maybe you'll get the cap in. The kinetic armor has popped. The flagpole is there, but the streaks are now in, and everybody's dropping.
And Josh has the flag in hand. He can get out towards the middle of the map. He's got 2 players to beat. Going to win the gun engagement versus Apathy. You see players from Envy. They're going to go on the overextension over towards Bricks. They're actually going to play this one very slow. They're going to give up this cap. So now it is Splyce. Down 3. A minute to go. Rated with 2 kills with the Tempest and the flagpole.
Surely it's not possible. Surely it's not possible.
They pick up the kills mid-map.
He's running bottom. This will be the second cap. They need someone to get forward for the rally. You can't even worry about defending him right now. You almost need to make him make the solo play at home and try to get forward for another flag cap. So the overextension is going to come in from Josh. The second cap will go through for Splyce. You have Camo to work with. 40 seconds on the clock. You cannot let this slip. If you're Envy, you had a 4-0 advantage in 2 minutes. Nah, if he wins that one, maybe it's a chance. But on the other side, who else? The wily veteran in J-Cap has Splyce's flag.
J-Cap is running home free down the brick side of the map, and it's a hellstorm from Rated. He's able to get 2, but it's still all up to Vance to try and get in here and make a play.
I don't think there's enough time. 15 seconds left. You don't have enough time to get back and grab the 4th. Envyus have done it.
It's going to be Rated mid-map, picks up 1, but he knows the game is over.
And there you have it. Team Envyus are your 2016 Call of Duty World League champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, here they are, your 2016 Call of Duty World League champions, Team Envyus! The North Americans, they've done it. Come on out, boys. Come and see your trophy as it sits here beautifully on stage, or you know, maybe Envy don't want it. No, they're coming on. Slasher and John, they've done it. They've made North America proud. As they are your champions, I've got to ask you some questions. J-Cap, you did this last year. You do it again now. You join one other player in Karma and now having 2 rings. How proud are you of this team at this moment?
Oh, I can't put into words. You know, we formed, we were good, but that was really like a top 4 or 5 team maybe. And there's been noticeable and a lot of progress made with this team over time, and that's like the best aspect of a team, when you can actually get better with each other, talk with each other, and it paid off.
It most certainly did. You're all now $800,000 richer after that. Now, J-Cap, one more question for you. This team just took home the largest championship ever in Call of Duty history. Where does this squad go from here?
I think one more event in this game, probably go there, and then just work on IW, play that game, go hard.
Absolutely, that's J-Cap from Envyus. Now, we've got some stuff to hand out to the boys on Envy to help you guys celebrate. Let's go ahead and bring out Mark Lamia, David Vonderhaar, and Jay Perrier from Treyarch Studios. These gentlemen made the game possible. Give it up for them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, as you can see, they did not come empty-handed. Jay, if you want to come on over here, we'll go ahead. We'll get to what we have. I know we're all very excited. Vaughn is doing the honors. He's handing out the championship rings. Now, Mark, I've got to ask, studio head at Treyarch, you guys are celebrating your 20th anniversary this weekend. You just witnessed the largest championship in Call of Duty competitive history. Hundreds of thousands tuning in online, thousands upon thousands in the venue. What does it all feel like right now? Anything you want to say to everybody?
No, this feels incredible. It's a bit of a dream for all of us. We've been working hard for a long time to make sure that Call of Duty is what it is, and I'm so proud of the boys in blue here. Let's give it up for the boys in blue here.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Mark.
You guys are tremendous competitors. This championship's been at least a half a decade in the making. My friend Castro over here has been a true pioneer in Call of Duty esports. Thank you for everything, brother. I'm proud of this organization, and I want to thank all of you and all of you out here for supporting Call of Duty. This is just the beginning. I hope you get used to this. I hope you like it.
Awesome stuff, Mark. Go ahead, head Envyus their trophy and their check, $800,000.
On behalf of Treyarch and Activision, we have some new world champions.
Absolutely, the world champions in Envy. And guess what? There it goes up for awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Now, we've got to hand out our MVP trophy. What a celebration. All right, we've got to hand out our MVP trophy. This is the Call of Duty World League MVP trophy presented by the PlayStation 4. Give it up for none other than John. Absolutely. To everybody here in the venue, in just a few brief moments, we've got Snoop Dogg